Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. Back with a video today that none of us want to listen to, none of us want to record, and none of us want to speak about. It's that Gabriel Sara will be leaving Norwich City. I think coming into this transfer window, we probably all expected Sarah to be off. He was the one, wasn't he, out of Johnny Rowe, Angus Gunn, Josh Sargent, that felt most likely to leave. But I certainly told myself that maybe we might get an Emi Buendia type situation out of Gabi Sarah, where he goes almost in a charitable way. I'll give you one more season, lads. Let me try and get you to the Premier League, single-handedly take you there. And he could kind of depart off of the horizon once we've achieved the Premier League dream. Sadly, that's not going to happen, and instead he's going to go out to Turkey with Galatasaray. By the time you're watching this, he's probably already signed for Galatasaray. I'm filming this on Saturday morning. A plane has been chartered from Norwich Airport out to Istanbul, and Gabriel Sarah will be signing on the dotted line if everything goes well. Now, the fee looks to be around about £25 million. It looks £23 million plus add-ons. Sao Paulo will pick up a reported 10% of that in sell-on fees. But I think Norwich will be fairly chuffed with that. The people that we've spoken to here on TNC have said that Norwich are happy with the fee. Galatasaray have come in for Gabriel Sarah before. They didn't meet the fee demanded by Norwich City, and clearly they really like the Brazilian midfielder because they've come back in for him and met the valuation. It was a truly magical season from Sarah last year. 53 appearances, 14 goals, 14 assists, the Norwich City player of the season. It's been a really memorable couple of years for Sarah at Norwich, and an inspired bit of business from Norwich City. As we've delved into that kind of South American market, it's been a really successful area for us in terms of scouting. We've picked up a couple of gems. Sarah, the most notable. Nunes is starting to find his feet in the Championship, but it's been a good couple of seasons. As I say, player of the season last year. In total, 93 appearances and 21 goals in all competitions. In terms of a midfielder, and often played relatively deep and not in a great side, let's be frank, that is a remarkable turn of numbers and seriously impressive. I've seen a few people slightly critical of Turkish football and saying, oh, it's not a massive upgrade. Come on, it is. Galatasaray have just won the Turkish division. They'll be playing Champions League football next season. They play in front of 55,000 people week in, week out. They are a massive club. It is a huge division out in Turkey. They love their football. And clearly they've got the money because Sarah has been touted with plenty of different clubs. I know that Leeds fans thought that he was basically nailed on to go to Leeds. I don't think that was ever going to happen. Not sure it would have been a particularly upwards move for Sarah, going from Championship to Championship. Granted, Leeds probably feel like they've got a better chance of promotion than Norwich next season, but there was interest from English clubs. There was interest from Italian clubs out in Serie A. And Galatasaray have been interested in Sarah for a while, and they've met Norwich's valuation, and it looks like that it will be the destination. I'm slightly gutted that we almost won't get to see Sarah ply his trade in the Premier League, because I'd be fascinated to see how he would get on in a kind of top 12 club. I think he would be absolutely fine. I think he would take to it like a duck to water. But you never quite know, do you? And I hope that we get to see him in the English top flight at some stage. It's such a shame that it's not going to be with us. I've had such fun watching Gabi Sarah. He is one of those players that is worth paying your ticket fee for alone. He makes you smile. Some of the passes he can find, some of the goals he can score. He was always a cut above in the Championship, and it always felt inevitable that this move would come at some stage. And he's just gone about business delightfully. He's the absolute professional. I've watched him talk a couple of times at Norwich City events and so forth, and he's just a really joyful character. Took to the English language incredibly quickly. Basically fluent after like 12 months. It was absolutely remarkable. It felt as if he kind of arrived at Norwich City as a boy and is leaving as a man. He Yeah, it's just been a really remarkable 2 years from Gabriel Sara in a turbulent period for Norwich City in terms of managers and not quite finding our feet in the Championship last few turns. It's he's been the shining light in both of those campaigns, particularly last season, and it is a massive loss for Norwich. It is undoubted, and in these moments you often feel like he's irreplaceable, and it felt the same with Wes, and it felt the same with Madison, and it felt the same with Buendia. There is always someone else that will come in and step into a brilliant player's shoes. It might not happen instantly, but it will happen. But Norwich will deem this as a really successful bit of business. They signed him for, what was it, 5-6 million quid. They'll make probably £18 million profit. They've had a couple of really good seasons out of him. And it's proof that kind of scouting and an investment into South America and those markets, Norwich felt they were undervalued, and clearly they were. And it's been really clever business from Norwich. And we've not had that all the while over the last couple of years. There's been some absolute horror shows in terms of transfers, but this has been one of the most successful in recent memory. He is a stunning player. I wish him all of the best. He is, destined to go to the very top, and I can't wait to hopefully watch him play some Champions League football next season. In terms of what it means for Norwich, well, the Championship season starts this time next week, so not too much time to find a replacement. Sarah's played every pre-season game so far. They've got a game today at Carrow Road, so it'll be interesting to see how we line up without him. And where we go from here. Norwich will have a short list of players. I suspect that there will be an incoming in the next couple of days. But this is undoubtedly a massive loss. And we need to act quick, and we need to act accordingly, and hopefully reinvest the majority of this money, because you've got 25 million quid to play with. There will probably be maybe another sale. I don't know anything there, but you would have thought there might be a little bit more movement, and hopefully there'll be a few more incomings. Norwich now have a pot of money to play with. You would assume that the Atanasios will want that money reinvested, and of course we've got to be careful with our accounts, etc., etc. But we're fairly financially stable at this moment in time. Let's build this squad. Let's try and get promoted this season. Let's really give it a go, because this is only successful business if it's reinvested wisely. And I think we've got a decent structure now in terms of Napa and Johannes Hoff-Torup and the various people around them. It feels like we're heading in the right direction. It feels as if there is a philosophy that we're starting to build. And let's just hope that this kind of big money sale will be reinvested wisely. And let's hope also we can now keep hold of Josh Sargent and Johnny Rowe and Angus Gunn, because it does feel as if this is a fairly talented squad. And if a little bit of depth is added and Johannes Hoff-Torup gets these players moving, then there is absolutely no reason why we can't get top 6 next season. So my parting message will be, Norwich fans, stay happy. We will always find a replacement, although in the moment it doesn't feel as if you can. And to Gabriel Sara, thank you so much for the last couple of seasons. It's been an absolute blast. I hope he rips it up in Galatasaray. I know that their fans are going to absolutely love him. And Gabriel Sara's gone. Galatasaray, the destination. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.